Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I remain humble in the presence of Spirit. It is currently 11:30 p.m., February the 8th, and neighbors were helping neighbors and neighbors today. We've got a major blackout. I feel like I'm in an apocalyptic type movie where we're transmitting the last bit of battery life on the airwaves just to give status. So I've got a bit of more device power, so let's see what we can do here. Trigger warning: the subject matter is mature in nature and deals with worldly, crimely events. All cases, names, people are treated as alleged unless until proven in a court of law. All numbers used in this episode pertain to the case or the context specifically and bears no resemblance to similar or same numbers you may have in your date of birth, particularly when we are switching optics. Of course, we can scrutinize every number. Every number is positive, and every number can be negative. And it's where you want to put the dial, where the great debate is, what choice do we have? Or is everything predetermined? The good news is we have choice. 15:6. Frustrations. My side, I would go frustrations. We are blackout big time. I've got half a battery life here, so let's see what we can do. Interesting around the number when the incident went down with the fire at the substations, we find a 15:6, which brings in elements of sabotage, humans behaving badly with intention, 6 fire, 5 human interference. A human made the fire. It's not a natural cause fire, for example. Or in other words, something sparks, creates a fire. Oh shit. Okay. Someone deliberately created the fire, in my opinion. There is quite a bit going on in the South African landscape. Maybe leave Uncle Donald here. With the recent sonar speech given by Cyril, I will just call him colloquially, but Cyril for the show, just for generic purposes, and everyone knows what is going on. I'm not going to get into the detail of what was said and what was done during the address. I'm going to stay with the angle of why the sabotage, because there is a counterpart within South Africa that for many reasons, or let me not say that, but let's just say poses a serious opposition to Cyril, and that would be the ex-president Jacob Zuma, for simplicity's sake. Unable to attend the national opening of Parliament addressed by the president because he had court duty, and Jacob has been doing a lot of court duty over the past few years. there is a struggle going on within the ANC anyway. Now, people always said that, let's say from 2018, 2019, 2020, there was always this division. One can surmise perhaps the division happened when Jacob was ousted. Because even on their end of year situation, there was a 9 on their Congress weekend. 9s are following the ANC. We have a 9 on the Sona Day. And there we talk about conflicts. 9 plus 9 conflict. And the issue with the conflict is when you're dealing with 9s is let's include ideals. Who is the God? Who is the real number one? We can say battle of the wills. So Jacob was unable to attend the opening of Parliament. And a few hours later, we have this unfortunate situation where a fire, now fire obviously causes more damage than, because now it's not even just replacing cables, for example. It is like we may just need to replace the entire infrastructure. So the struggle continues in contemporary internally as well as externally, and I'm not going to get into the politics side of it. But interesting, building up to the elections, which were fairly recent in South Africa, rolling blackouts were common and so frequent that it became a way of life, unfortunately. Only to discover, maybe not all, but the number 15 sixes around again. And I guess this is also equates to, let's say, regular life, where some of the bullshit we go through is unnecessary. I can't record during the day because currently there's 2 generators on the property, so everyone is feeding off these. Just make sure we have electricity, devices are powered up. But it's not the best ideal situation. Now, this podcast will not include what may or may not happen or the outcome of the big Super Bowl game, but the intention and the blessings that it is a good, exciting football match. What else is happening in the world? Oh, something about the royal family. We have, I almost want to keep saying Prince Charles, but he's now king, right? King Charles, during the week, announced they are off to Rome. Now, I wonder what they're going to go do in Rome. It's always, well, let's put it this way. It's become interesting. Is it just recent times, or I need to maybe investigate when this kind of happened, but I don't recall a time when the need to visit the Pope I almost want to say exacerbated visits to the Vatican. So I wonder what's going on there. And even the King Dingaling, your big celebrities, all go to Rome. Well, I also actually just want to include, given if you watch in real time, and I'm currently in a blackout, each time for the past 2 or 3 weeks I've tried to record history, something's been going on. Now, I've mentioned before, there is a particular energy around the history show. And not to naively put myself out there, but understandably that there is a particular energy. Of course there is. The concept of ancient, and I'll be specific in what I feel is ancient, and that is, we talk in origins, like source origins, ancient. Not 100 years, 200 years. We're talking ancients. I've always had a particular interest in ancients. I've always felt the energy. Interestingly, in the London prep work, just as a teaser, not a complete spoiler, you'll recall in the Rome episode, the Pope, that I did a preview on the date of birth. We have a fingerprint. I'll repeat it. We have a fingerprint in contemporary monarchy in the UK. Fingerprint identical. So if we had to equate certain numbers and positions of those numbers to perhaps physical evidence at the crime scene, in my opinion, we have a perfect thumbprint from back in the day Rome to current contemporary UK. Coming soon, God willing. So interesting, everyone needs to go to Rome. What did they always used to say? Or the old jet setter motherfuckers? Each to their own. If they've got it, we all want it, we all making it, we all doing it. But what do they say? I'm going to shop in Paris. I'm going to shop in Milan. Not DF Milan. In Milan. We are in interesting times in geopolitics. Roosters are all popping up their heads. And it is a serious thing. And that's why I've always maintained, I've always said, and we can speak levels of, but if America gets a cold, the rest of the world gets the flu. Now I'm not saying anything in that regard. Maybe not a good time to use that as a metaphor. I hope China's keeping their shit to themselves as well. Xi Jinping gone very quiet there, that side. Eh? No more barging of other countries' ships, causing problems there in the oceans, testing the skies. I'm not getting into the politics of South Africa. But, from a South African perspective, with Donald Trump, and let's be honest, Elon Musk, this is what I find quite interesting. It's like insider information was given out about the country. Now, yes, in the past, and probably even contemporary current, CIA is working in the yard somewhere, watching the news, on the ground. When we start dealing with it's definitely not, in my opinion, it's not a Snowden moment, but it's certainly a how do you do moment. That information has been leaked. The politics of the day. I will say this. I don't want to get people. There's been requests on the channel, and here's a shout out to everyone on the channel community. Thank you. You're a blessing. You're an inspiration. You keep me in check as well. But I'll just say, if you do keep me in check, let's be constructive about it. Don't just write a message, oh, you're not a psychic, you stupid fool. Full stop. Okay. Would you mind expanding on that? Would you mind expanding? And also, if you have a solution, then that's fine. But don't just say, you're not a medium, you don't know what you're talking about. And in that particular week, I'm dealing with the most horrific moment I've ever experienced in my life. A death that I should not have experienced. And we have those moments. Everyone has their peaks, lows, dips, whatever. I'm talking about practitioners. Like a practitioner mentioned in the comments, at the moments of my meditation or working on a chart, or when anyone else works on cards, or whatever the tool is, or whatever, you get what you get. It's not you get the whole story, download, and now I've got 20 pages of information to share with the world. Imagine that. So we get a general sense, I speak for myself, tone, and every now and then things pop up, numbers in particular, what I'm looking at currently. We have all these conflicts. The 99, when Cyril, for simplistic purposes, for all ears purposes, says on a 9+9 conflict, and then we've got Jacob down in KZN, who I believe is still contesting his ANC seat or his ANC membership. I don't want to get too deep. So as far as there's external so-called pressure, and I will agree, the ANC, Cyril, will not be bullied. That will not. Is also fighting a macro situation as well. So Charles and the wicked. Charles and the wicked. Charles and his wicked Camilla are going to go worship and visit Satan. We'll just say we're going shopping in Milan. Yeah, motherfuckers. There has been quite a lot. Oh, yes, I wanted to speak about the... ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, and we will continue, during this past week, we had the birthday of young Summer Wells. I've just been reminded, isn't she just a bundle of energy? Isn't she just a bundle of energy? You know, her numbers, when I originally looked at her chart, sixes, I believe a 33-6, what you would call a catalyst, what you would call a spark, the real spark, not the bullshit spark created on the Transformers, the real spark, who actually, by the way, was responsible for sparking my channel, Miss Young Summer Moon Wells. It was her birthday during this week. and I promised I would do a tribute to her. And of course, unfortunately, as far as I know, there's no additional information at this point. However, this young lady, young innocent child, has energy for days. And I believe, I could be mistaken, but I'll just double check. Was like the 6th video I ever did on my channel. And it was that first video that created awareness of my channel in the US. In the early days, I actually started as missing children's case, missing children's type material. But you can only live with a broken heart for so long, because there's nothing worse than crime being committed against young children who are put on this plane in the trust of those who are meant to be their caregivers and protectors. Motherfuckers. So shout out to young Summer Wells, who is the spark in many people's life. And may we find, through evidence or through means, that justice will be served for her. If not here, certainly after. Motherfuckers. All right. Oh, yes. I wanted to speak about the Southport killer. The Southport killer. Boop. Something's wrong there. Something's very wrong there. Southport killer. There's something wrong there. It just feels like summer worlds are staring right through that picture. The gorgeous three. To me, this feels there's something very staged about this whole thing. Now, one, yes, we agree that at the time, has there been a sentence, huh? I know he was in court recently, but the issue for me is there's something off about this case. Something still does not sit well with me about that case. Something's very wrong about that case. I don't know what it is yet. I'll have to meditate on this one a bit. It's not coming well. For whatever reason, whether I've read this or heard this, or I will tend to go with the following: that the whole thing was staged. Something's off about that case. And you just wonder, how deep does the rabbit hole go? I would just say, in fairness, because I'm getting cautioned. Not cautioned, let me be specific. It is saying, just wait a bit, wait. But I'm going to leave this banner as a reminder. Taylor Swift. The grief poured over me. Or what? It washed over me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do need to spare some battery for the export and upload. I suspect there's so much more that we can speak about. We got the volcano, whole island disrupting there in Greece. Santorini, is it? Creating tsunamis in Israel. Someone's got a device out somewhere. Well, volcanic, if Santorini, if it's all volcanic or suspected volcanic eruptions underground, wow, that would be one hell of a... What is the famous one? Pompeii. Let's hope it's not one of those. Got amazing energy in summer worlds. Amazing energy. This is the conflict I would imagine good people would have. Is how could parents allegedly do something so monstrous to their own flesh and blood? Whew. How do they sleep at night? I wonder if they even remember. Because if I recall, the days around summer's story, are a lot of fives. Drug-fueled bullshit. What wouldn't bug you tomorrow bugs you today, so there's a whole big blowout or whatever the story was. Tweaking it there every day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have a Jeff, or let's just say a sign off here. Happy camping. See you in the next one. Bye for now.